All right, welcome back to Kind Regards, the show. This is episode 5, and we're going to talk a little bit about thought, a little bit about thoughts. This is all sort of stemming from what happened to me this morning. It runs off of the last episode a little bit too, about thought and spaciousness and mindfulness and things like that. And the basic sort of idea is that thought, although it's incredibly powerful and has resulted in most of, the sort of impressive stuff that we've got going on, conceptual thought. Without conceptual thought, we have no, engineering or science or philosophy. And even the stuff that I'm saying now is obviously conceptual thought. And so there's a slight paradox involved in that I'm about to rag on it, essentially. But despite the power of thought, unintentional thought, as in being lost in thought, being taken away by thoughts, thinking without knowing that you are thinking, is not just like harmful, but really the source of most of our psychological torment. Whenever I feel bad, I can alleviate that suffering by thinking, what is actually going on right now? So, like, specifically in this moment, I feel like nervous because I'm in public. I'm doing something that people don't normally do in public, which is talk to a camera. That's a strange thing. And I don't do it very often. I don't really know how to do it. So there's this level of like nervousness where like, oh, what's going to happen? And, every person that I see, more or less, I'm routing my self-perception through their minds. What would they think? What would a person like that think of me doing this? Would they be comfortable or uncomfortable? Rah, rah, rah. And right away, obviously that generates suffering. Draws me away from the moment that I'm in, and can be remedied instantly by asking myself, what is actually going on? What does my actual present experience consist of? It consists of, sitting on this wood. I can feel the bodily sensations of my body in space, my face, which is warm from sitting in the sun, my dry mouth. I don't have any more water left, so I'm experiencing thirst, all of these things, the temperature, and also sort of my desire that this goes well. I have this like sort of clenching in my mind that this shoot goes well, that I won't have to abandon it, that I won't have to do another take, and so on. That's also present for me. And all of that stuff I can handle. All the stuff that's actually being experienced is not some sort of intolerable, oh no, I can't manage this experience, even when the suffering is actually quite like acute. It doesn't just work in mild cases, because the fact that the fear of the future is the fear that we will not be able to bear another moment of what's going on right now. It's that, and the remedy of that is to actually experience what's going on right now, because every single moment that you experience that, you have already borne the experience. You've already handled it. You've already managed to be with it a second longer. You don't have to fear the future once you pull yourself back to the present. You don't have anything to actually fear in the present. And so I suppose that's the key message. And when I was speaking to Bree this morning, my wife, and she was sort of caught up in her head, and we both sort of were, and it's a bit contagious like that. But every time I came back to like, what is actually happening? What am I actually experiencing? I was immediately relieved. It reminds me of something that Jordan Shanks said, which was, if you're in your head, you're dead. Like the amount of harm that can be done by getting lost in thought, letting anxiety about the future or regret about the past or some kind of planning that doesn't need to be done, or maybe I'll do this later, maybe I'll handle this, oh, I wonder what that person's thinking, oh, they probably think this, all this, it's just junk, it's garbage. It's all unintended thought, I think is fair to say, is garbage. And so, what's the solution to all this? Well, for me, it's increasing a mindfulness practice. It's increasing it gradually, making sure that I have time on the mat to really do the practice and learn the tools of the practice, and then also to punctuate my day with moments of like, okay, what is actually happening? Not just in times of psychological stress, though that is a classic time and a really good time to remember to do it, but also just whenever. Like when I'm doing something nice, when I'm doing something normal, when I'm brushing my teeth. I don't need to be brushing my teeth and thinking about something else. I can just do what I'm doing. And punctuating my day with moments of what in meditation you would call mindful awareness changes everything. And it seriously reduces the amount of time that we have to spend lost in useless thought, essentially. That'll about do it. That's Kind Regards, episode 5, Lost in Thought. I'll see you next time.